the trailer for season 3 of Interview with a Vampire has been released. Like I said, the first time I saw it, it was in a short which someone made back in May, where whenever San Diego Comic-Con was held, that's where they got the footage. So I am right, but also when I've seen that footage again, or seen the trailer in its entirety now being released to the public, it seems like, because it wasn't shown in the short that I saw maybe a month or two ago, it seems like we are going to see Lestat. Not only are we going to see his past, but we're going to see him being tortured by his past, by people have come to say hello from his past. Also, just like we saw Dream Lestat in season 2 of Interview with the Vampire, we're probably going to see Dream Claudia or Ghost Claudia. Lestat is going to be tortured by Claudia. And it seems I'm right. It seems like Louis and Lestat, which is kind of weird because it looked like they reconciled at the season finale of the second season. But I guess something must have happened during that time. So the mediator thing, I was right. It looks like I was right. It looks like for defamation. There is a rumor going on that Lestat is bringing Louis to court for defamation. I was right about that. I had a feeling that's what's going to happen because it can't be divorced. They weren't married. Well, not in the way we think about marriage, but I guess when they said forever, they meant forever, right? We're together forever in this. So, like I said, it looks like it's for defamation. There's a rumor going on that's for defamation. I said before I heard that rumor, watch it be something with the book. He's not happy with the way he's been portrayed. It must be for defamation. I was right. Or it looks like I'm not far from the truth. Second, Daniel states that he keeps on it. It sounds to me like Lestat, like I said before. When my predictions for that video says it looks like one of two things has happened. It's either Lestat has asked Daniel, hey, come with me, and you can see what's going on, or Louis said, hey, go with him. Well, in the trailer, he's telling Louis, well, Louis won't talk to me. Why are you talking? Don't call me again, because he was getting several calls from some person saying, how about you direct the movie of the book? What about a documentary? Blah, blah, blah. No, a documentary does. Louis won't even talk to me. No, Lestat. A documentary with Lestat. He wants you to come with. So I wasn't too far from the truth of there. Not only that, the scene where Louis is in the audience, I like to look in the comments section to see, because sometimes the comments will tell you, hey, did anyone notice this? Or, hey, it's crazy how blah, blah, blah. Well, someone pointed out that when Louis was in the audience, he was wearing his clothing, the same clothing he had when he first turned at the end of the first episode in season 1. If that's the case, then it's either that was Ghost Louis, or Louis is probably he gave up. Like I said, probably there was a nightmare choice. He had to choose between Daniel Malloy, or Lestat. So, I don't know. The fact that Louis is in his old clothing that he turned, that when he was in the same clothing he was in when he turned, I think that was the way of saying our story began here, our story ends here. But I don't know. now you have a new show that is in the world of Interview with a Vampire. It's called AMC Immortals. That's the universe they're going. So you had the Witches of Mayfield, the Mayfield Witches, Interview with a Vampire, and now you have the Talamasca. Now the Talamasca are the Watchers, which you often will hear in Interview with a Vampire, which in Queen of the Damned, the Talamasca, just in the movie. Now I don't know about the books. Like I said, I've been pretty straightforward saying I haven't read the books. And it's true, I have not read the books because I have a rule. Any movie that is based off a book, I will not read the books until I see the movie, because I learned my lesson when I was reading The Time Machine while literally reading it while watching The Time Machine, and I failed that test. So that is my reason why I will not read a book. If a book's going to become a movie, I would watch the movie first, then read the book. Because I don't want to be like some people like, oh my god, the book is so much better, blah, blah, blah. Not everything in the book is going to be in the movie, you know. They got a budget. They got a time frame. They can't be doing that. You know, also because I don't want to disappoint myself. You know, yes, I have read The Lightning Thief, Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. I have read Twilight. I have read Harry Potter. I have read what was it? There was another book. It wasn't Hunger Games. It was not Hunger Games. It wasn't Divergent. What was it? I've read The Thief Lord. Yeah, I mainly read the books because just to understand what it's about, because sometimes the books give you more information than the movie. Other times I read it just to understand what it was. So I read Twilight before I watched the movie, only because I wanted to know. It was, oh, it's a vampire. Okay, what the hell is it about? Oh, it's a teen gothic book. Okay, cool. Is it like Interview with a Vampire? Is it like Dracula? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it's kind of funny because when Vampires Diaries, I think, came out, it was a sophomore. So it came out sophomore year, so 2009. I believe, yeah. I know it came out before. It was kind of funny because True Blood came out before Twilight, and Vampire Diaries came out after Twilight. After watching one episode of Vampire Diaries, for some odd reason, all I could see was Twilight. Like, even though I kept telling myself, "Hey, this is a different story. This is a different story," I couldn't help but be reminded of Twilight. So after a while, Twilight kind of ruined vampires for me. I don't remember what brought me back into, because I saw a couple episodes of True Blood. Okay, cool. All right, cool story. Just not enough to have kept me in. Twilight, I only watched till the second part of Breaking Dawn. That was the same thing with Harry Potter. I still have to watch both these movies. I still have to watch the final part. I've seen bits and pieces of the final part, just not in its entirety. I'm guilty when it comes to Resident Evil, the final chapter. I've seen bits and pieces of that movie, but not of its entirety. What else? Yeah. But yeah, so the Talamasca, a new show coming out, doesn't interest me, no. I'm gonna stick with my vampires, my Interview with a Vampire. The question is, are we going to see the Talamasca within Interview with a Vampire? Because there is a clip that a young man has met Daniel Malloy, and Daniel is in fact aware of the Talamasca. He goes, "Don't you think they're watching us? You don't think that they're watching us? They can hear us, kid. Get away from me. Whatever you're trying to find, I suggest you stop it." So, yeah, so where were we? Because I think we've touched space. Okay, so we were talking about season 3, what I think my predictions look like is going to be true. Okay, yeah. The question is, are we going to see the Telemasca? Because in Queen of the Damned, when we first saw the movie, the Telemasca was not far behind because Jesse was part of the Telemasca, and their rule is to watch, is to observe, is to watch, not to interfere, not to be known for that, not to be a part of that. Apparently, Jessie broke those rules because she found out where the vampires hung out. She was listening to Lestat's music, and Lestat was giving out secrets, which is why the vampire community was not happy with him, and which is why they were pursuing him before Akasha, the beginning of the vampires, woke up to his music and was looking for him so he could be her new king. That's what was in the movie, and I'm going by the movie. I have not read the books. Like I said, I have been very open and honest about it. I have not read the books. Not only that, there's so many different books, and apparently they're not exactly in chronological order. And I can't deal with that. I'm not gonna read book 3, which is actually book 1, and then I gotta read book 5, which is actually a sequel to book 1. No, I don't know. That's a headache. Because that's exactly what happened to the, what was it? The Spanish princess. So you had the White Queen, the Spanish princess, no, excuse me, the White Queen, the White Princess, and the Spanish princess, which were all these bestseller books. And the thing of it is, there's so many books, but they're not in chronological order. They were just released, and it's a mess. But yeah, so like I said, it looks like Louis being sued for defamation of character, which is why Lestat's not too happy. It looks like Daniel will be with Lestat, so whether he's there on his own accord, or Lestat's just trying to cause trouble, or Louis just saying, hey, please look out for him. It's one of those things. It may seem like Lestat just saying, I'm going to do a documentary and I want you to be a part of it. And you're going to see who I really am. But it also looks like Louis not a fan of the book. He said that it makes him look bad, and it makes him look like a liar. Yet he's the one that told Daniel, hey, come on down so we can do this book together. And he gave Daniel full control of, hey, release it as it is. Do not leave anything out. If we're going to do this, everything has to be on point, which is why in the second season he was like, it has to be on point. It has to be on point. And he gave permission saying, do not leave anything out. So either Louis was caught in the moment and he just wanted to let it out and he didn't realize how much of it was going to make him look bad, or the whole memory is a monster may have played a part. Because I remember in season 2, it was the whole memory is a monster. And yeah, you do see it because Armand erased a lot. A lot. He lied. He lied. But yes. So it's coming out next year. I can't wait. I saw a video of Sam Reed singing. He was in the car, and he was in a car out the window singing to whoever he was singing to, and the girls were like, oh my god, fangirling and everything. Oh my god. I mean, I'll admit, hang on. I mean, I saw a lot of people fangirling and fanboying over Ben Starr. This was a game called Berserk that he did a voice of. I think this was one of his first projects before he did Clive from Final Fantasy 17, I believe. And Clive is pretty popular. And so I got to have a print from him. There was also a picture. I don't have the picture. The person that I went with has the picture, because I guess they wanted both a picture and an autograph. They brought a magic card of Clive, and they had him do a quote. I can't remember what the quote was. Something of the end of the beginning, or where I begin, you will end. Something like that. But yeah, this was the same convention. That it was the Syracuse convention. This was the same convention as I went to meet Courtney Taylor, who was the voice of Ada in Resident Evil 6. So this is here. So this one was just a bonus. I was just waiting in line with the person that I went with. It was kind of funny because when we entered, he went to stand in line with Ben Starr. I was one of the first people to stand in line with Courtney Taylor. I was literally the first person. So she came on in. I waited in line patiently and things of that nature. And what else? What was yes, the woman who did GLaDOS, the voice of GLaDOS in Portal, her line was pretty long. And another gentleman named Travis Robin, something. I just know it was Travis. His line was pretty long too. I had asked the young man that I was with if he wanted to go there. It was because he mentioned he wanted to have his autograph too, and decided against it because he just wanted to walk around, which was fine. Which I did get these guys. Actually, yes. So they're right here. So this is a Eevee and an Eevee like McDonald's kind of thing, and this is whoop. So double-sided keychains. This is Lugia, and then this is Lugia in the shiny form, and then this is Latios and Latias, and if you turn around, these are their shiny forms. I don't like their shiny forms. I like their regular forms. And then, yeah, I got more stuff, but yeah, like for example, I got this tote bag, which I did because I was carrying the autographs in my hands. So I got this little tote bag. Yeah, this little tote bag here. And there's like, look at this Eevee right here. This is a crochet Eevee. Ouch. This is a crochet Eevee. Yeah. So this is a crochet Eevee, right? But it looks like Totoro. Look at his eyes. Look at his nose. It looks like Totoro. An Eevee looking Totoro. And then I got this guy who is giving me Neopet vibes. You guys remember Neopets? I remember Neopets. This is giving me Neopet vibes. It's giving me Neopet. Excuse me. It's giving me Neopet vibes. Remember Neopets? I remember Neopets. And speaking of Neopets, they were doing a panel on Neopets, but I didn't stay for the panel because it was just like the whole mission was to get the autograph and something else for a project I'm working on. Yeah, so here it goes. Like, this is Totoro. This is Eevee Totoro. This is Totoro as if he dressed up, because there are times where he dresses up as other people. This is Totoro dressed up as Eevee. That's what that is. This is a Neopet Dragon. Well, it's not a Neopet Dragon, but it looks it. Like I said, he gave him all vibes. Shoot. That's about it. Excuse me. Habuchi. Oh, excuse me. But yeah. Well, back to Interview with the Vampire. Yeah. Yeah, those. It looks like some of my predictions look like they are coming full circle. The carousel has done around. So we'll see. We have until next year to check it out. So hopefully I'll get to see it. I can't wait. It's going to be deliciously bloody.